When it's January, there's always a chance of snow, and that means parking can sometimes be a challenge. Eric Nelson joins us now with the latest on local snow parking rules in Brooklyn Center.
Shannon, it's going to be a snowy week here in the northwest suburbs, and some of the cities in this area have recently made snow emergency changes. Officials here in Brooklyn Center want people to be aware of what the new rules are.
If you stay engaged with what the weather is looking to be, if you're looking at the city website, if you're looking at the city social media feeds, and ideally if you sign up on the Connect or Notify Me notification service from the city, you'll get plenty of notice. We don't try and spring this on anyone. We're not trying to play any games.
Overnight snow in the northwest burbs had plow operators clearing roads, streets, and parking lots Tuesday. Winter parking rules can be tricky, and residents need to stay up to date. In November of 2018, Brooklyn Center enacted a new snow ordinance. There is no parking on city streets anytime there is a snow event of more than 2.5 inches. Those restrictions remain in effect until that road is plowed from curb to curb.
The ordinance allows for citations and impounding. The city's goal really is not to impound vehicles and tow a bunch of vehicles. What we want is the streets to be clean or clear so that the public works has the easiest time to get it plowed really well that first time. It's the most efficient and effective way.
In Brooklyn Center, I'm Eric Nelson, CCX News.
If your vehicle does get towed, go to the Brooklyn Center Police Department. They will let you know what impound lot your car or truck is in. A former manager of a Maple Grove McDonald's has been sentenced for raping one of his employees, a 14-year-old girl. A Hennepin County District Court judge sentenced Andrew Osseo Albatorio to 10 years in prison for first-degree criminal sexual conduct. Prosecutors have been seeking a 12-year sentence. According to the criminal complaint, Osseo Albatorio cornered the girl by a cooler and pressured her into sex. The complaint says the sexual assaults continued for about a month. The Brooklyn Park City Council has approved a list of legislative priorities for the upcoming Minnesota legislative session. Among its priorities are 5 areas of particular focus. They include the conversion of Highway 252 into a freeway, the Metro Blue Line Light Rail Transit Extension Project, and the redevelopment of the former Coon Rapids Dam Park, now the Mississippi Gateway Regional Park, into a regional destination. The city also supports efforts to secure bonding money for North Hennepin Community College's proposal for a regional arts center. And finally, the city needs legislation approved to dissolve its pension fund for paid on-call firefighters, the result of the city moving toward a full-time department. The state legislature reconvenes February 11th. A vacant bowling alley in Brooklyn Center will soon be getting a second life. The former Earl Brown lanes closed in 2015. Now the new owner of the property plans to do an extensive remodel to the 35,000 square foot building and turn it into an event center and a restaurant. Construction could start in late spring. Monday night, the Brooklyn Center City Council approved a special use permit that allows the owner to convert the former bowling alley into a restaurant and event center. The project was initially supposed to begin in 2018, but the property owner needed more time to pull his plan together. The wonders of nature are found upstream on the Mississippi River. The river is jamming up with ice, a rare phenomenon at this point in the winter. The ice jams have caused some flooding on footpaths and in backyards of homes in Anoka and Champlin. Authorities also blocked off roads to Mississippi Point Park in Champlin due to the flooding. Photojournalist Dustin Scholl took these photos in Champlin near the Ferry Street Bridge. The National Weather Service issued a flood warning Monday for Anoka and Hennepin counties as the river overflowed its banks and threatened surrounding infrastructure. If you're thinking of throwing out any broken household item, you may want to reconsider because you could get it fixed for free. Once a month, Hennepin County hosts a Fix-It clinic in different cities. Residents will bring in small items like clothing, electronics, and mobile devices and get it fixed by a volunteer. However, people are expected to actively participate and help repair their own items.
So people usually just buy a new one and throw the old one away, and we're trying to help reduce some of that waste by repairing the stuff. Lots of times that is repairable.
Between 60 to 120 residents will participate every month. Residents say it empowers them to learn how to fix their own stuff.
I watched what she did so that now in the future, if I have a zipper problem, I can take care of it myself. I can show somebody else who has a zipper problem, hey, this is what you can do so you can take care of the zipper. So
the next Fix It clinic will be at the Brooklyn Park Community Activity Center. It runs from noon until 4 p.m. on Saturday, February 8th. Wayzata High School students brought new life to food that might have otherwise gone to waste. Students obtained food from restaurants and businesses that have otherwise might have been thrown out. They used it to serve a full meal on Monday night. The event was organized by students participating in the Compass program, which allows students to receive both high school and college credit.
And we're also trying to promote a lot about food insecurity and food waste in our community. So we have a meal that's being prepared right now from fully rescued sources. So food that restaurants would usually take, and then we get to have it.
This was the second annual rescued food dinner served at Wayzata High School by students in the Compass program. And for more stories like this on the school in your neighborhood, make sure you check out our website, ccxmedia.org.
The Champlin Park boys hockey team is still searching for consistency this season, but since the new year, the Rebels have a 3-1 record and are aiming to keep getting better as the playoffs approach. Here's Jason Malillo with more.
Champlin Park is a pretty young squad this season, and there have been growing pains, but the Rebels might be finding their stride in 2020.
We've been playing really well together and just like playing as a complete team and just getting shots on net and keeping everything simple.
We haven't turned the puck over at the blue line as much. We've moved the puck a lot better and just really focused on getting a lot more shots than just trying to dangle through people.
Tom Potter is in his first season as the sole head coach at Champlin Park, but he's been with the program for almost a decade. He's also a Champlin Park alum and is passionate about Rebel hockey.
Champlin has always been known as the team that, you know, they're a 4 seed. Maybe they get lucky to get a 3 seed, but they don't make it far into the playoffs. And that's the mentality we got to change here. Is just the fact that we expect to go farther, and we expect to be a team that's going to contend year in and year out. And I think we're getting to that point now. And the guys, you know, coming up their bantams, and now that are on the high school team, they've started to win a little bit more, and they know that they can beat these teams. And the knowing and the confidence goes a long way when it comes to actually performing and beating teams.
In many of its losses this winter, Champlin Park has struggled to play 3 complete periods. There's about a month left in the regular season, and to make a playoff run, the Rebels will have to rectify that.
It's understanding that, okay, we played well in the first period, now we need to even play better in the second period. You know, smarter hockey, you know, keep it even simplified even more. And, you know, when we do that, we end up coming out and winning some hockey games, you know. But when we don't take it, you know, honestly, and try to think that we're gonna skate through somebody, it turns around on us pretty quick.
The goal for us is definitely make it past the first round, because historically we've been knocked out in the first round quite a bit. It'd be really nice to get to the section championship and then make it to the state tournament, but we'll take it by game.
Jason Malillo, CCX Sports.
Champlin Park has 2 home games this week, hosting Coon Rapids on Thursday night and Osseo on Saturday. The Maple Grove girls hockey team enters this week riding a 3-game winning streak and a top 10 ranking in Class AA. On this week's Sports Jam show on CCX, we profiled Crimson junior forward Lauren Stensley. Here's part of what you'll see.
Here comes Stensley now, short-handed in. Plus a shot and a goal.
Maple Grove is a top 10 ranked team. The junior forward is having a blast this season.
I've enjoyed it so much. Our team is just awesome to be around. I love coming to practice every day with my teammates and my friends, just having a good time grinding it out.
She is one of the Crimson's top players and is unique among her teammates in one special way.
So here's where my blood sugar would be if I ever put it in.
Lauren's health was affected and changed permanently at an early age when she was told she had type 1 diabetes.
I got diagnosed 3rd grade, May 2012.
Type 1, sometimes referred to as juvenile diabetes, is diagnosed in about 1 in every 500 youth in the United States. Lauren has not let it alter her love of hockey or her performance on the ice.
She handles it really well, and I think she's very educated on it and takes care of it. In fact, the first little bit that she came up for tryouts her freshman year, I didn't know that she was a diabetic until one day that I saw her pump.
I'm hooked up to 2 machines actually, so I have one that's in me, and it's called a Dexcom, and it's like a sensor that senses, like, so I don't have to prick my finger anymore, and it just, my blood sugar goes straight to my phone, so I just look at that in between periods.
You can watch the rest of that story, plus the top prep sports highlights from the past week and more. It's on our Sports Jam show through Wednesday at 3:30, 6:30, and 9:30 p.m. on CCX1 and online anytime at ccxmedia.org.